Welcome back to Panther Sports Zone. My name is Khalid Gray.
And I'm Kenneth Richardson.
And we have a lot of information to get into, but this is one of our final episodes of Panther Sports Zone for this semester, but we will be back in the spring semester. So we're gonna jump right into a lot of the information that's been going on, starting off with football. Thank you for joining us. It was a hard-fought battle on the gridiron in Montgomery, Alabama this afternoon as Prairie View A&M took on Alabama State in a closely contested league football game. Under sunny skies, the Panthers came up just short, falling to the Hornets by a narrow score of 9-6. The Panthers showed their strength early with kicker Garcia Rodriguez nailing two impressive long-range field goals from 50 and the 45-yard line to give Prairie View a brief lead. But the Hornets matched their efforts, leveling the score at 6-6 by halftime. The second half turned into a defensive showdown with both teams denying each other a touchdown. It wasn't until the dying moments of the fourth quarter that Alabama State sealed the game with a clutch field goal. On the ground, McDowell led Prairie View with 56 rushing yards, while James Burns stood out in the air, pulling in 3 catches for 44 yards. The Panthers defense delivered standout performances as well, with Kevin Davis tallying 8 tackles, a forced fumble, and a recovery, while Keon Jones snagged a key interception. Despite forcing 2 turnovers and holding Alabama State just to 230 total yards, the Panthers couldn't quite edge out the win. Prairie View A&M's resilience and defensive grit, however, were on full display in this intense matchup. But before we move on to our next story, there was some news that happened just recently. Coach McDowell has been released after 3 seasons being a part of the Panthers football team. And we're going to keep it very short and quick on this matter, but we'll go back into another segment in future episodes. But how do you feel about Coach McDowell being released?
I feel personally, Coach McDowell was a great coach. He obviously took us to the SWAC championship last year. Obviously, we weren't fortunate to win that game. We played a very, very, very well stacked FAMU team. But I feel as he had a lot of things this season. You couldn't really get right with the QB situation. You're pulling in a lot of transfers and people. It's a lot of things to hold over. And I feel like he easily could have not been fired. I mean, it still is a great coach. You're forgetting this is the same guy that took us to a SWAC championship last year. Now, we didn't really get to put a lot of things together to the end of the season last year, which got us to the SWAC championship. And I feel that we did that too. But there was some key moments in the season. I felt like obviously where it was questionable. I mean, the close game against Mississippi Valley State, that was very questionable. That last game we just played against Alabama State, not us scoring a single touchdown, that is kind of crazy. And it was just a lot of games that we lost. Obviously, we lost our first game to TSU this year in like 10 years. It's pretty bad, but I feel like Coach McDowell, he was a really good coach, and everything that he brought to the table was just amazing. He was a great person overall. Even I had a chance to get to interview him, and when he was talking to him, he understood just so much about his team. He didn't talk down on the team or anything like that, even in a bad situation. He was always very, very positive.
Yeah, and kind of the final things to speak on the matter, he's been here for 3 seasons since 2022, and his first season being with us, yes, we didn't get a lot of effort, we didn't get a lot of success that year, but the following year, his second year, he got us to the SWAC championship, as you mentioned, and then this year, even though offensively we had most of our struggles defensively, he's put those guys in such a great place to be able to evolve over the season continued on the defensive side of the end. I feel like offense was our main issue going throughout the season. We couldn't really string together a lot of consistent offensive efforts, but a lot of the time we're putting a lot of pressure on our defense, which is the reason why even in the Alabama State game, it being 6-9 and us not being able to tally on more points is less of a defensive thing, more of an offensive thing. So I think him being released with just 3 years under his belt as a Prairie View A&M head football coach, with the success that he has had, I feel like it's a little premature, to say the least.
Definitely. I definitely agree with you. So let's just move on to the next segment of volleyball. In sports tonight, the Prairie View A&M volleyball team delivered a commanding performance in Grambling, Louisiana, sweeping Alabama State in 3 sets in their postseason showdown at the Frederick C. Heidi Assembly Center. The Lady Panthers took victory with set scores of 25-22, 25-21, and 25-12. Key to their success were standout players like Kylie Owens, who led the offense with 13 kills and 10 digs. Demaya Hill also contributed to 10 kills of her own. Defensively, Janiyah Henderson was a wall at the net, tallying an impressive 9 blocks, while Layla Smalls and Owens both added 10 digs each. After 2 closely contested sets, Prairie View A&M Lady Panthers dominated in the third, showcasing their strength and teamwork to clinch the match. Head coach Cherry Cherry Lindsay praised her squad, saying, "The ladies played really well tonight, and I am very proud of them. We made it to tomorrow, and I'm excited to see what we can do." This victory advances the Lady Panthers to the SWAC semifinals against Jackson State. With a solid seasonal record of 17-5 and 13-3 in conference play, the Prairie View A&M Panthers are looking to keep their momentum going. Fans are eager awaiting in the next chapter of this thrilling postseason journey.
And continuing on, still on the topic of volleyball, in Grambling, Louisiana, the Prairie View A&M Panthers fought valiantly but came up short in their women's volleyball postseason final against Jackson State on Saturday. The Lady Tigers claimed a victory in 4 sets with final scores of 13-25, 25-21, 21-25, and 19-25 at the Frederick C. Hobby Assembly Center. The Panthers showed grit and determination, bouncing back in the second set with hard-earned win. Bailey Hewitt, shined with 6 kills and 4 service aces, while Kirsten Atkinson delivered a strong all-around performance, contributing 5 blocks and 4 kills. Layla Smalls was stellar in the backcourt, recording 18 digs and 7 assists. Kylie Owens led the offense with 7 kills, despite key moments from Taylor Ruffin's service ace and Hewitt's clutch plays. The Panthers couldn't sustain the momentum against the Lady Tigers. Prairie View A&M finishes the season with a commendable 17-16 overall record, including an impressive 13-3 in SWAC play. While this marks the end of their season, the experience and lessons learned from such a competitive finale are sure to fuel their preparations for next year.
On the hardwood tonight, the Prairie View A&M's women's basketball team fought hard but came up short against the Washington Huskies, falling 65-50 in a non-conference matchup in Seattle. The Panthers kept the game competitive early, just trailing 6 points at halftime with a score of 31-25. Asha Thomas led the charge with 14 points, while Nyam Thornton added 13, including a key 3-pointer. On the defensive side, Adriana Waddle stood out with 5 rebounds and 2 blocks, helping the Panthers stay within striking distance. Panthers showed hustle on the boards, pulling down 13 offensive rebounds, leading to 10 second chance points. They also forced 18 turnovers from the Huskies, converting those into 7 points, with Jalissa Reese leading the way with 3 steals. Despite their strong efforts, the Panthers couldn't close the gap in the second half. Their current season record stands now at 2-2, and they look to regroup as they prepare to face Georgia on November the 26th in Athens. Tip-off is set for 5 p.m. Central.
And that has been all for Panther Sports Zone today. A lot of jam-packed information, a lot more stuff that we're going to come back to you. We also recorded a special interview with Chauncey, a basketball player that's on our Prairie View A&M men's basketball team, with our host, actually. So we'll be releasing that as well with Panther Sports Zone. But this is the final episode of Panther Sports Zone for this semester. But when we come back next semester in the spring, we'll have a lot more information across the board. It's going to have a lot more topics to talk about, specifically in men's and women's college basketball, because now that's in full stride. We also are going to talk about indoor track season or outside track season. I think it's
I mean, it'll be both. It'll be both, but we'll cover it all.
Yeah, we'll cover everything sports related here on our Prairie View campus, as well as in the collegiate world, as well as the professional world. Like I said, it's been an amazing semester with all of you guys. My name is Khalid Gray.
And I'm Kenneth Richardson.
And we'll see you guys next semester with more jam-packed sport news from Panther Sports Zone.